Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being with us here at the Fondazione Cini. And I'm Chris Dercon. I'm the director. They are also here. They worked with us on the show. With us also is by Beatrice Colomina, who you all know, by Beatrice Grenier, but also by Antoine Picot, and of course also by Mathieu Forêt, Cyril Desroches, and Jean Nouvel. So that book is to be expected in October. So now we can start. In October, we will open our new building on October 25 at the Rue de Rivoli, right across the Louvre, with an exhibition of the collection of Fondation Cartier. You know that we exist 40 years. We are the oldest private foundation for contemporary art in France, foundation for contemporary art in France, and 40 years of collecting is not bad at all. And our collection is comprising of architecture, design, painting, sculpture, and that's also one of the reasons why Jean Nouvel decided to make this building. We don't have just painting and sculpture, we have very Spy, which is a building which is totally immaterial, which is fully transparent, which challenged us in the way of making exhibitions, in making choices, and now Jean is challenging us again at the Rue de Rivoli, because he is preserving an historic building, the facade of an historic Haussmannian building, but inside, because in French the word applaudissement is so beautiful, and I think in English you can say this is really the height of something very peculiar which happened the past 100 years in Paris. Think about the 1925 exhibition of architecture and decorative art, where we saw all these incredible experiments happening of making space. Of course, Le Corbusier with the Pavillon de l'Esprit Nouveau, but especially Melnikov's building, the Soviet Pavilion, which was heralding a kind of new type of more fluid space. And in that same year, in that same exhibition in 1925, Jean Prouvé won a prize for modular, flexible furniture. And it was the same Jean Prouvé who in 1939 created the Maison du Peuple, which was one of the first modular, one of the first flexible spaces. And that building is now being renovated and will be opening in October 26. And to continue the story, the original plans for the Centre Pompidou by Renzo Piano and Richard Rogers, they also provided flexible floors, modular floors. They were not realized because of many different, especially technological height of that art of making, the making of dynamic architecture, which is so special in what you're going to see tonight and what you're going to see.
Du monde arabe, de Fondation Cartier pour l'art contemporain en boulevard Raspail, de Quai Branly, de Tour Éclat, or the Philharmonie in Paris. Throughout his career, Jean Nouvel has slowly transformed the map of Paris into a laboratory for modernization. Louisiana Manifesto, in which he identified that the museum had an extremely important role to play in experimentation of contemporary architecture and redefining the role of architecture in the city. The exhibition presented here in Venice is the Fondation Cartier's the Venice Biennale, titled The Fondation Cartier pour l'art contemporain by Jean Nouvel. The exhibition stages the architect's contextualist approach, which consists of creating spaces that are not only architectures or built environments, but truly intellectual and cultural spaces. You will notice that the historical center of Paris is superimposed onto the Venetian cityscape, echoing a striking meeting ground between the past and future, which will be the conditions of, which echo the conditions of the future spaces of the Fondation Cartier in the center of historical Paris and aesthetics. With the Quai Branly in 2006, he proposed an alternative vision history of ownership of art and of collecting. So you will be able to discover all of the details in all of the scales that make this new museographic possible in the new spaces of the Fondation Cartier in the exhibition here in Venice, including, as you have already noticed, the centerpiece of the exhibition, which is a model which you can walk through and clearly demonstrates the potential of the dynamic architecture, which Chris introduced as 5 platforms that can be adjusted to different heights and will allow the Fondation Cartier to create for every major exhibition project across the plaza from the church. And also tomorrow morning in a series of conversations titled The Museum as a Site of Architectural Experimentation, and for which we have convened 9 architects and museum professionals to discuss the future of exhibition making in the museum. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Beatrice. And now, Jean, what do you want to tell us? Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire à nous?
Je veux dire que nous sommes dans une question, une proposition difficile et dangereuse. Et parce que nous nous retrouvons en pleine structure haussmannienne entre la rue de Rivoli et évidemment de l'autre côté la rue Saint-Honoré, et ce sont donc 2 rues haussmanniennes parmi les plus connues et les plus structurantes de Paris. Et la situation dans laquelle on est, c'est celle de vouloir architecturer la nouvelle Fondation Cartier dans l'architecture haussmannienne. Or, Haussmann a vraiment marqué Paris au fer rouge ou au fer blanc, je ne sais pas, ou au fer gris peut-être. Mais tout Paris maintenant était absolument conditionné par ces structures-là. Et je dirais se servir de ces bâtiments comme faire valoir non plus. Et la question posée donc est une question très délicate, surtout quand on aime Paris comme les architectes qui y vivent. J'en connais d'autres. Et je pense que cette question est une question très délicate et qui ne peut pas se traiter uniquement par un collage de plus. Donc la question qui se pose pour moi, à partir du moment où j'ai marqué Paris déjà d'une certaine façon, c'est de savoir apprécier par rapport au devenir de ce quartier, à ce qu'il est, mais aussi à son devenir. Donc il s'agit d'exister avec quelque chose qui est déjà présent dans le quartier général, autour de ça, avec déjà la Fondation Pinault, et puis aussi avec des projets culturels qui sont liés aussi au développement commercial de Paris, et qui nous ramène aussi pour savoir qu'on peut prolonger la poétique urbaine sans porter atteinte à sa continuité et à sa structure. Et que c'est pour cela que ça se passe essentiellement dedans, mais dans un dedans visible de dehors. Et dans un dedans, qui est lui-même en relation avec la question d'aujourd'hui, et pas uniquement quelque chose qui se mettrait dedans comme quelque chose qui serait exogène. C'est pas de l'exogène. Donc c'est comment pouvoir garder, je dirais, une attraction d'abord parisienne, ensuite lié au centre de Paris et à ses grands comment on va capter tout ce qui fait, ou une grande partie de ce qui fait le prestige de Paris en termes sensibles, à savoir les Parisiens, les ciels, les pluies, tout ce qui est lié tout ce qui est lié à ces collages, je dirais, ou à ces réinterprétations des bâtiments dans leur relation avec